Hello, this is Richard Wilson. I'm coming to you from our new office space here in Key Biscayne, Florida. It's actually sunrise right now, so you can see out the window. Not a bad view. And what I want to talk to you about real quick is just authentic, genuine value in storytelling and positioning when you're raising capital. I'm sure this video will end up on our YouTube channel, maybe in a couple of our books going forward, but we're definitely going to put it in our book on capital raising. And the reason I want to bring it up is that you need to look for ways to communicate to your audience, to the people that you're serving and working with every day, to the niche investors that perhaps you're targeting, that you are genuinely valuable to work with, and that they know that the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So you need to do things in a way that show that you're not taking shortcuts all the time, that you're doing things in a high quality way. For example, it's not an accident that I'm recording this video in my office space, because I think the office space is pretty cool and modern, and you can't fake having an office if you don't have one. It becomes pretty obvious when people ask to meet with you. Another example is writing books. We've written a book every year at least for the past 7 years. Actually written about 10, 12 books now. This is our best-selling one in the family office space right now, the single family office. And then we're actually coming out with a new one tomorrow that I'm pretty excited about, called How to Start a Family Office. And the reason I bring that up is that, it's pretty hard to fake that. If you open the book, you see there's real advice. There's 40 video modules from 10 countries and 30 audio interviews with experts and real single family offices with their real names in the book. They're not made up interviews. You can go and look these people up on LinkedIn and ask them, is this person using your name illegally, or do you get your permission? Is this a real interview? So it's all verifiable. And that's what the most credible people want to see. They're so busy that they're not going to return a single voicemail or phone call unless it came from a referral, or unless they see there's verifiable, genuine value. They ignore emails that come from a Yahoo email address from someone they've never known before, where someone else might reply because they have spare time, and they don't get 400 or 1,000 emails a day. We had, for example, one day last month, which were between Friday and Tuesday, we got over 250 debt deals submitted, and in 1 month we saw over 700 investment deals come into our office for review. And my head salesperson for our conference division, Sophia, got over 800 emails, not counting auto replies and error messages, but 800 real email responses to a single message about our capital raising workshop coming up. And so I think that what we've gotten better and better at, and we're still always trying to get better at, is show the genuine value in as many ways as possible, show that we're not going away within this niche industry. We're looking to add more value and be aggressively generous over and over and over again in the space. And the more things you can put in place, I believe, whether you run a hedge fund, a fund-to-fund, a real estate development company, or maybe just a service provider like a fund administrator or an accounting firm targeting family offices or targeting a niche in the investment space, the more genuine, unquestionable value you can put out, the better. And I found that tangible, real-world things help a lot. Our brand got trusted a lot more once we started hosting real-life conferences with 500 people in the room, or a real book with 30 people interviewed in it. Is verifiable and real. It's not just a LinkedIn group. It's not just, oh, you own familyoffices.com. That's great. You got lucky and maybe you bought that 30 years ago or something. It's real value that people can see and feel and experience the value and get the value for themselves. It's not just a positioning trick. And one of the reasons I record this video in here is actually to show you the safe we have in our office. It's actually a safe from the early 1900s. And it's another example of something that, it's ugly, dirty, gross. It weighs like 300 pounds. Just about killed ourselves just like moving it around inside here in the office, actually. But the reason that I show that, I wanted to show you guys my office and show you where we work, etc., is that I think that if someone meets you for the first time, whether you're wearing a three-piece suit or shorts and a golf shirt, if that's what's appropriate in your area, and when they walk into your office for the first time, or they pick up your book for the first time, or they pick up the phone with you for the first time, the first sentence you say, the first impression that you make on them is going to communicate genuine, unquestionable credibility and that they are in the right place, or warning signs are going to start going off and they're going to start shutting down. We had someone who had a business for sale, And so I actually found them, and they were selling a placement business. We're in the executive search business, and they said they were focused on the high-end market. I thought, great, maybe we could buy their business and grow ours faster. I called him, and red flags went off because I said, well, how much business did you do last year? He said, well, let's talk about it in person. Let's talk about it in person. And anytime a salesperson wants to rush straight to the meeting and they can't just show you numbers via email or just tell you the numbers via the phone, it's always a bad thing. They're hiding something, they're ugly, and they want to explain it away in person with some magical rapport probably. So I said, okay, well, let's meet in person. You know, you're local here in Key Biscayne, so let's just have the meeting. So I had the meeting, and it was not good. In short, it was not a good fit for us. Maybe for someone else, it would be a great fit. But my point is, it was a complete waste of time, and I should have paid attention to my gut at the very beginning in terms of credibility factors and just the shortcuts of not dealing with people that are not fully credible and aligned with what we're trying to get done. So this is something that comes up with us, and I think is a reason why we get traction in the investor space. I just wanted to share this as a strategy and just a thought to include in our capital raising book and on our YouTube channel. So this is Richard Wilson, CEO and founder of the Family Office Club at familyoffices.com, and thank you for joining me.